Mr. Sylvester was an obsessive type character. He never seemed to be able to do things by halves. With him, it was either all or nothing. And his latest obsession was hatching all the chickens' eggs. Mr and Mrs Sylvester had always kept a few chickens to have the eggs, have a nice fresh egg for breakfast. Mr Sylvester wasn't really worried about free-range eggs or organic eggs. An egg was an egg to him to eat, but if it was fertile to be hatched, that could be worth a few bob at the local poultry auction. It was deep in Mrs Sylvester's psyche, in her unconscious, subconscious, that she ought to be eating those eggs, and that Mr Sylvester didn't ought to be hatching out all those eggs because little baby chicks need mothers. So what she did, if she came across an egg, she would hide it so that she could have what she hoped was a nice fresh egg for breakfast. Although sometimes she would have an egg and she'd, this egg sort of smells a bit funny. Well, it says it's a free-range egg. It's all picked up all sorts of dirty things. It will smell funny. Mr Sylvester had been out shopping. He normally did most of the shopping, and it's quite hard work. He came back and he was just putting the things away in the wine rack, and the bottle wouldn't go quite in. There was something in the back of the bottle rack. He investigated. It was a box full of eggs, and Mr Sylvester recognised them as the Pekin bantam eggs. So he said to Mrs Sylvester, "I see you've been hiding some eggs away so that you could eat them for breakfast. How old are these eggs?" And she said she didn't know. Mr Sylvester thought they could easily be quite old. But anyway, he thought, well, I'll put them in the incubator and see if they hatch out. Anyway, 21 days later, to their great surprise, they did hatch out. And they were quite old, because it wasn't chicks that hatched out, it was dinosaurs.